What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the I Need a Sports podcast. Got the terrific trio with us today. You know what it is. It's basketball talk.
Gang.
Got to recap this NBA, man. We're currently in the middle of week 2, man. Week 2 of the NBA. Some teams that are looking really good, surprisingly, and some teams that are looking really bad, surprisingly. A lot to talk about. But today, as of November 1st, Tuesday night, we'll talk about the hottest topic that was all over basketball media today, man. And that is the occurrence that the Nets fired Steve Nash, which we knew was coming sooner or later because there's no way you could watch Kevin Durant and Kyrie drop 80 points combined game in, game out, and still lose. But then it comes out that they're gonna hire Ime Udoka, even though he had been suspended by the Celtics for, I guess, the whole year. Or they were saying that could become an indefinite suspension where basically he might just be fired from ever working for Boston again. And then next you know, he's in a year we thought he would be suspended. He's got another job 3 weeks later. But then slowly roll on that. Sean Marks, owner of the Nets, comes in and says in a press conference, I don't have a replacement yet for Steve Nash. I don't know. And I don't know if that was really him saying that or he was bluffing because he saw the outlash from social media when it came out that they were about to hire Ime, because every basketball source tweeted that. Waj, Shams, like everyone tweeted that. So y'all think he was bluffing, or y'all think Ime won't be the coach?
I think he was bluffing.
I definitely think he was bluffing too.
Yeah, because even the way he answered was like, it didn't have to be as hostile as it was.
Oh yeah,
he was like, "Nope, I haven't made a decision."
Yeah.
Okay.
But you gotta think about it too. I mean, this has just been a long week for him in PR for Brooklyn.
That's fair.
This is probably the last thing they needed. Like, you still dealing with all the Kyrie stuff. Then to
oh my god,
have this 2 days later, like, I mean, I feel like they probably do want to hire Ime because Ime was a part of Brooklyn's organization before he even got the job with the Celtics. But then also just on his resume now, last year, the Celtics, the way they were able to turn their defense around, you would want to bring that to the Nets. So I could see why they want to do it. But at the same time, the whole PR stuff around it and the fact that, I mean, nobody knows, who knows if we'll ever know what Ime really did in that Celtics locker room or boardroom with the staff members. But Matt Barnes literally said it was something so bad he would never have a job again. So the fact that he was even rumored to have a job again, literally not even a month after the season has started and all this popped off, that's kind of wild. And I don't even think, say the Nets do hire Ime. I was just watching them earlier today when they just lost to the Chicago Bulls 108-99. Ime can, bring a good defensive mentality, whoop-de-woo, but they don't have the players to play defense for real. Like, they just can't play team defense. I don't think Ime would necessarily change that. Maybe he could help a little bit, and then the fact, you got Kevin Durant and Kyrie can, carry them. But what they do right now, it's never gonna work. And I know they didn't have Ben Simmons, but Ben Simmons ain't been locking nobody up for real. And he's not about to just make them a lockdown defensive team. And he still won't shoot the ball. He's scared to do that. Kevin and Kyrie can't just they literally, for the Nets to win, Kevin and Kyrie have to outscore the other team every night.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work in the NBA today. And it's definitely not gonna work in a 7-game series with any of these top East contenders. So
I think the I kept seeing tweets after the game was like, who you blame now because Steve Nash is fired. Honestly, I don't think it's fair to say that yet, just because like obviously they don't really have a coach, and they didn't really lose that bad. I mean, Zach LaVine went off, so I mean that's just who he is sometimes. But yeah, I think the Nets are done, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think there's anything they can do this season that's gonna have them where people thought they were gonna be when the season started. I think off season is their best friend right now, bro.
You think that's true, Kim, or you think they still got a chance?
I don't know. It's just if Ime do comes, I think y'all be very surprised of like how much a coach can like change shit, bro. Like truly, like I feel like he can like really kind of like change the mindset of that whole team.
Bro, but they don't have no
I
players.
I hear you. They got some players, but it's just like it's just always gonna be something with them. And
For
with
sure.
them, I mainly mean at this point in his career, we know it is always going to be something with Kyrie outside of basketball that's causing distractions somewhere. Today he 2 for 12, 0 for 6 for 3, 4 points.
That can't happen, bro.
That can't happen, but I mean all the stuff that's going on with his anti-Semitic comments, like he's always in the media for something. Like, I get it. Sometimes, the media do be trying to play him, but this was clearly on him. And at this point, you can put your faith in. I feel like you can just put your faith in that Kyrie's gonna do something to cause a distraction more than he's not gonna do something to cause a distraction. He's literally in the headlines for something every month or every other month. It seemed like.
Nah, I definitely get that. Like off the court, Kyrie's a problem, but I feel like when it comes like on the court, he kind of grew up in a way because like when in the Cavs, like he really like on the court, he really listened to like anybody. He wouldn't even listen to LeBron. So I feel like just having Ime come in, Kyrie's pretty much like he's kind of gotten older, like mental wise, like for basketball, like on the court, whatever. I think he'll listen to Ime. Like I think if Ime comes in and like change like the defensive mindset of everybody on the team, I think I think Kyrie will listen. I think everyone will listen. And I wouldn't necessarily say they don't have players because I feel like they do have players,
They
but
do have players. It's just incomplete, bro. Like they
it
don't
They're
have
is.
a
missing a big.
system.
They don't
They
have
definitely missing a big. It's like, but they have shooters. I mean, they have a couple of shooters. They have a couple of playmakers. So it's like if they play more of a team, like as a team, I feel like that could happen. And I feel like
He may bring that system in.
yeah, he can bring that system in. If everybody just follows his system, I feel like it can work. Nobody was gonna listen to Steve Nash.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody was listening to Steve Nash. And
But
that's what I was saying. Like y'all would be very surprised of how much like a coach can like really like a coach really matters. Like even in NBA, a coach really matters. It's not just like NCAA or high school. Like even in NBA, a coach really
oh
matters.
yeah, no, for sure. But at the same time, I remember like I said it before, knew from the jump, Steve Nash didn't even deserve the head coach job for one. But you
No.
knew they wasn't gonna listen to him for the jump because as soon as he got hired, Kyrie went on his podcast and was like, I mean, it's really like we don't have a coach. We just all out there. We could each coach. Remember, he said that stupid stuff.
He did say that.
And then you had KD as his new teammate. He got to co-sign that shit.
Yeah.
So it was just off from the jump. And I think I was reading something earlier, literally, I guess yesterday, Steve Nash basically told Sean Marks, yeah, like I lost the locker room. Like they don't respond to me whatsoever. So if Ime does come in, I this is what I'm saying. Like, we don't know what exactly he did. Who knows what the NBA circles, like who knows what he did. But can Ime now be able to garner enough respect or get their attention enough? Because KD been wanted out. And at this point, he's scored the most points per game so far this season than he ever has in his career, and he's losing. Is he still going, buy in? Or is he like, man, this is why, I wanted to leave in the offseason, should have traded me. And do now Sean Marks then maybe think, you know what? We just gonna have to take his L on the chin and let's start the rebuild. We can still trade KD for a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much as he wanted, but
Yeah.
he can still get something out. There's a lot of teams that would, be wanting to get KD. Kyrie, I don't know now with his comments and everything, but I bet
The
there was
Lakers
somehow,
should.
some way the Lakers would still go back
Most
and
definitely.
go get him. So, like,
I think once come off season, I think both of them would be traded, and it'll just be a
You don't think he'll
rebuild.
get traded before the deadline?
I
I don't think so.
I think it's enough time to figure out if
they
anything
2 and
gonna
6
work.
right now. I
They
say give them
they 11, bro. They 11 seed right now.
come beginning of December if nothing's really changed or there looks
13.
like no upside. I think
Yeah.
they might be entertaining some trade offers for them too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If it's like if they still like bottom in the East, then yeah, for sure. But I don't think they'll be. I mean, sooner or later, you would think they will start winning some games, but if not, then yeah, most definitely they'll probably entertain some trades.
But like you said, it's not even like they're not even necessarily playing bad. Like they're getting points, they're beating teams. They just can't hold the lead because they can't play defense.
Yeah, they can play defense.
Yeah.
And it's like, unless you're gonna trade for some more defensive players, which I don't even know who you can necessarily really trade for. Because it's not like the only trade pieces they really have is KD and Kyrie. There's no one else on their team they can really maybe trade unless I'm trying to think of something.
And this is just us assuming.
This
we just assuming Ime is becoming their coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The backlash was so strong today. That really might have played him out of the job that he probably was gonna get until Sean Marks was probably like, I can't take any more of this bad PR with the Kyrie Nash firing. Now that like he probably really can't do it now. But we'll see. They're gonna have to find a coach soon. I mean, I guess they still don't have Seth Curry, so he can help. But I'm like, he's not about to bring any defense. He's just gonna bring some more scoring.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know where they go from here. But
that's why I said, bro, I don't know. I feel like this season maybe it's real different than what we probably was looking forward to for sure.
I don't know. And it's crazy because the Nets really were before they made any of these trades to get KD, Kyrie, Harden. They were actually a nice young team on the come up with D'Lo.
I like D'Lo, bro.
Had made the playoffs, and they just traded it all away, and it's gone to shit. And I think it's kind of a credit or like props to Braun because like as you can see, you can't just put people together and be like, oh, it's a super team, we gonna win by default. Like even though people will sit up and say, oh, Braun just created super teams, that's why I won. You still got to be able to put that together and
got glue.
Do it. And he was the glue, and he was carrying,
bro. Like, when Braun went to Miami, bro, like he really like sat there and like thought everything out. He got the pieces that he wanted to make like such a great and powerful team. Like when he was in Miami, and then like just every year he just kept adding pieces, go get this guy. He'll work perfect with this system that we're in, and just like you can't just put in you can't
just plug and put in people and just expect it to click. Because KD wanted these people.
Exactly.
He wanted Harden. He wanted Kyrie.
Yeah. Harden.
Oh. I'm getting a brain fart right now, but what's the GM for the 76ers? I forgot his name. Darren Moore. His problem is he gets the hottest name out like in free agency or the trade deadline, he trades for him, and it's like, bro, like he don't even fit your offense, like he don't fit the system or nothing, and it's like that'll never work. You gotta get guys that's gonna fit your system.
When the managers be scared of that rebuild mode, bro, they be scared. Them owners, they be scared, bro. They don't know how long it's gonna happen. You feel me? Like.
Yeah, ain't nobody trying to trust the process no more.
Right. People want to win now. They want to get sales now. They want to get tickets now. They want to sell jerseys now.
And that's the crazy thing, because it's like, obviously in sports, it's always the goal has been to, win the championship. But it seems like now just across all major sports, like the presence of social media and the pressure to win now, it affects a lot of organizations where it's like, you don't even seem like some of these players even get a chance to grow for real. Like,
right,
bro, if we draft this guy and he don't come in right away and star this league,
Gee
Oh,
whiz.
we gotta get him. We gotta get him up out of here.
Yeah.
Like, I know this is the NBA episode, but you're seeing it a lot in football now too. Like, a lot of these young quarterbacks don't even got the opportunity to grow or have a team try to build around them. And it's kind of Patrick Mahomes' fault because Patrick Mahomes came in. It was like, okay, we sat him for a year, let him learn. He came in instantly NFL MVP, next year Super Bowl MVP. Now it's like you draft somebody like, bro,
Yeah,
you
you
better
expect
win
that.
now. It's like,
Yeah, you expect
you
that.
drafting a lottery quarterback, that means your team sucks. So why are you expecting to
Yeah.
just turn it around? Like Tua, that people were saying Tua cannot be the franchise quarterback the last 2.5 years. They finally done put some pieces around him. Miami hasn't lost when Tua's played a full game. So
Mhm.
yeah, there's no patience in sports anymore. And
Dang.
a rebuild when you can't even really put a time frame on it. But the Nets, they might be forced into a rebuild. Just
They
literally
need
blow
to,
it all
bro.
up.
They need to. They ain't been right since they made that city switch.
But do they have any picks though? Or would they
I
just
don't even know. I
like
would have
trade
to
for
check.
picks?
Jesus Christ.
They
I
probably can
don't
trade for
You
know.
have to trade for picks, but at the same time, you lose KD. Sean Marks already said he wants players that he can use now if he gonna give up KD. Because that was the main problem when the trade talks this offseason. Like, he wasn't getting enough like ready now pieces. He didn't just want draft picks. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe, being this terrible and seeing it just get worse will change his mind and he'll be willing to step down a little bit. But
They got picks.
Rebuild mode is a scary mode too, though, because it's like, damn, like you better hit on these picks because you trade away everything. You better hit on these picks like the Warriors, bro. Because if you don't,
oh yeah,
if
your
you
job
They
don't,
gone.
don't, they
yeah,
don't got no
definitely gone.
2024 picks, but they got 2023 picks,
That's good.
2 first-round picks.
Yeah, man.
They got
But
two of them teams.
Webanyama.
I'm dead.
The Nets are sinking.
Hey,
This was all a ploy, bro. They know what they doing. They make it acting like the whole ship is sinking, but it's fake, bro. They're doing
that'd
it
be
themselves.
crazy. But next, I want to talk about another East contender because we talk about him a lot, but I was saying, I don't think he could win MVP again. But looking at his numbers so far, like obviously the season just started,
Oh,
but Giannis Antetokounmpo,
Hey man, I tried to tell y'all.
they 6-0, bro. They 6-0.
Y'all, bro.
they are 6-0. Nobody's really talking about him for real. But like
I tried
We're
to.
so used to it. We don't
what
even
he
feel
is
Yeah,
it.
doing is crazy.
It's
Look,
crazy,
Yeah.
bro. It's
he's
not normal.
literally, and it's not even like we already know he was an offensive force, and yes, he's a defense, but like the shit he's doing on the defense side of the ball while still doing it on the offense too. Giannis Antetokounmpo is holding opponents to 32% shooting from the field, while averaging 34 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists on 60% field goal shooting percentage.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and like I didn't even realize Milwaukee was 6-0 until yesterday. I'm watching their game versus Detroit, and I'm just looking on ESPN. I'm like, oh, they haven't lost. And Detroit had them on the ropes for a bit, but Giannis took over at the end. I will say, he still, I still haven't. I mean, I don't get to watch every Milwaukee game, but it's still up in the air if Giannis can close where when they need a bucket to end the game, if he
Yeah.
can get it. Because
Yeah.
yesterday he ended up driving with like 2 minutes left to take back the lead, but then he missed his next 3 shots, and it ended up Drew Holiday that had to hit the dagger to
Oh
put
yeah, I
them back
seen that.
up. So, I mean, when you're doing this and you got a player like Drew Holiday or a Chris Middleton that's coming back, he might not have to hit the daggers, but everything else he's gonna do, they're gonna be in great position to win. And yeah, if they're gonna play like this, they will finish first in the East, and they probably will just run the table.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. He got 5 double-doubles out of 6 games. 1.7 blocks a game.
Yeah,
He's
and
ridiculous.
ridiculous. Yesterday, I think he had like 11, like 3 or 4 minutes into the third quarter. I tuned back in to the start of the fourth quarter. He was at 29 points. Like, it's just like a matter of whenever he he
He
already
wants to
goes
see it.
hard, but it's like sometimes he does try to create and help, set up his teammates. But whenever he wants to, go into Giannis mode and just get a bucket, he's getting a bucket. And 60% field goal shooting, I don't care if you say he can't shoot threes or can't shoot mid range. He shoots 60% in the NBA game. And if you can't stop him from getting that, then if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
So
Jesus. Yeah. If they keep winning, he'll probably get it. Because the other contenders, they tripping right now.
yeah, they playing a little too inconsistent. Guess let's talk about that one too, because yesterday John the Grizz got whooped by the Utah Jazz, and
Whooped.
Utah's what 6-2 now, I think.
Yes, bro.
Wow.
What is going on? What is
What's
going on in
Utah?
What's going on in Utah?
Bro, what is
Lauri
going on?
Markkanen most improved player of the year.
Bro,
Oh, for
definitely,
sure.
bro.
For
He hooping like Giannis, bro.
Bro, for sure. Bro is hooping. Bro
He's
hooping like
like
crazy.
Giannis, bro.
And it's just crazy because Chicago had him, and it just makes you wonder, like, bro, could y'all not have used him like this?
I
Like,
guess he wasn't doing this in practice. I guess they was letting Zach get all the reps up.
I mean, I guess it was maybe tough for him to get more looks with a team with Zach, DeRozan, Ball when he was healthy, but I just feel like, how did they miss that? Like, they drafted him, so they knew something, but like, let that go, and now he's shining. He was he averaging like he's had like 31 plus the past couple of games, I think.
31, 23, 17, 24, 14.
Yeah.
But
he's shooting from the
yeah,
parking
he's
lot
shooting
too.
stupid.
From
That's the problem.
deep. He's shooting deep.
He's shooting stupid. He's shooting 66% from the 3-point line.
That's
Jesus.
ridiculous.
That's gonna regress, but
Yeah, it's
still.
definitely a regress.
Oh
But,
my. Yeah.
boy,
Oh, he shot 66% from 3-point line. The 3-point line the other day. I'm tweaking.
Okay.
what he's shooting like?
That'd be crazy, huh? If he was shooting 66 for the season.
Yeah, I was
He's
about to
shooting like
say.
40%.
No, he's shooting 31%.
31. Still not bad for like a
50% from the
6'11".
field, though. That's not bad. Yeah,
But he's
like,
averaging 22.6 points per game,
yeah.
and nobody saw that coming. And that's with 9.3
Nobody.
rebounds as well.
Now,
Shooting from
that
deep.
last game was definitely his highest scoring game. Do y'all think that that's something we're going to see way more often? Like, I'm talking like 2 or 3 more times within the next month.
I can see. I mean, he's averaging 23 basically.
Because if he can put a 31 in like 4 times a month, Utah's a problem.
they definitely are a problem, but I think he just hot right now. I think he's just hot.
You think he's gonna burn out?
Yeah, I think so.
Man.
I think eventually he definitely will. He's just hot right now. It's just tough because you know when somebody is hot for a month, they go crazy. Look at Kobe shit. He had like 60 3 times in a row some shit.
Yeah,
Crazy shit. But he bro balling. I know why.
So what that say about Utah then? If he can't continue, I mean, don't get me wrong, Colin Sexton is nice, but you feel me?
Yeah, he's still not starting over there. It's Mike Conley and
still Mike Conley and Jordan
Clarkson. Yeah, and really yesterday, I mean, Sexton came off the bench at half 15.
Yeah, he shot it in
Malik
front of
Beasley
Jaw
had
face.
18. Gordon Tucker 13, but it was really Markkanen. He carried that game yesterday. Like he was the reason they won. Because Jordan Clarkson only had 11 on 3 of 14 shooting. Vanderbilt had 7. Olynyk had 7. Conley had 15. That's the starters right there. He cleared every other starter by at least 15 points.
Yeah.
Damn, they haven't even played Johnny Juzang, huh?
Juzang.
Yeah.
I think he's on a 2-way. And so I don't know. He probably gonna go down to the G League more than likely.
So look, you say Lauri Markkanen is just hot right now.
I think
but like if you Utah and you picked up Lauri and you got all these other pieces, are you thinking to yourself like Lauri finna be the guy that I'm building my offense around? When you initially getting them, you're probably not thinking that.
But
Because we all thinking Utah in rebuild mode, and then they 6-2.
Shoot,
And
I
so
think
then it's
Danny
like
Ainge was thinking that too. And they just
Yeah.
came out
right.
hooping.
So then as Utah, are you like, okay, well, dang, did we find our next piece? Like, can we build around this guy? Or
maybe so. He's only
that's what I'm saying.
25.
That's
He's
what
only
I'm
25.
saying. So like if he hot, or do he need a system built around him to let him continue scoring?
He could just need a system, man. Because I mean, coming out, he wasn't bad. Like
No,
he wasn't bad
Round
at
one,
all.
pick 7.
yeah, he was a lottery pick. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
he
Like
wasn't bad at
Chicago
all.
knew they had something, and then I guess it was just too much talent on that team for him to flourish. And now he's in a new situation. And the team in Utah, people thought, hey, like they might not be tanking, but they're tanking essentially because they're in a rebuild. They gave up everybody, and now he stepped into a role where, no, I don't think he's gonna keep up 30 points, but the shots he's getting up on this team, I don't think that's necessarily gonna change for real. Unless, I mean, there's gonna be nights, obviously, where Jordan Clarkson gets up 25 shots because he's on one. And they got Kelly Olynyk. Kelly Olynyk love to get the ball up too on some nights where it just be like, what is he doing? Like,
I hate Kelly Olynyk. I ain't gonna lie.
I hate him too.
hate him.
He ruined. Oh my god,
He ruined Miami, huh?
no, he ruined Kevin Love when he
Kevin
dislocated his
Love,
shoulder that year.
Oh,
When he
my
pulled it.
god,
Yeah.
I wanted to
yeah, he a dirty player.
I wanted to go to
Look
Boston
like
and
it,
just
but he
fucking
is.
smack him, bro. That pissed me off. Man.
But I mean, I feel like Lauri could definitely average a solid 20 this year when it's all said and done. And he's gonna get rebounds because he's a big, most improved player. I mean, I don't even really can't think
What
of.
about Keldon Johnson?
He been balling.
He been balling. It's just San Antonio is bad. They're competitive, but they're bad.
5-2.
They are, but I don't think that's gonna hold up really either, especially in the West.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
But I don't
Because
think
you got the
Utah's gonna
teams
hold
up
up
there
either. But
already.
it's like, hey, since there's the plan, all it takes is getting the 10th seed or higher, and you have a chance to be in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
One of those teams probably will mess around and be in the playoffs in the Western Conference, if not both. So, if Utah and San Antonio both make the play-in in the West, who's getting out? There's only 8 teams left. Yeah, I'm saying, say they get 10 and 9. Who's the other 8 that make it? Because you're gonna have
San
to take out.
Antonio play. They look good, bro. I haven't watched Utah yet. I told y'all that yesterday.
Oh yeah, Greg Popovich is the greatest coach ever. Like, no matter what team he has, they always gonna be able to play some basketball.
Always.
I don't know. I'd have to watch Utah to be real about it because I'm definitely leaning towards the Spurs right now just because I've watched them play already.
I definitely got to tune into some Utah games too. But Sexton, I've peeped like 2 or 3 games where I've like come in during the game and watch it. I see Sexton on the court. And I mean, as long as Sexton can be healthy, I don't know how much longer they want to hold on to like a Mike Conley or something, but Sexton and Lauri could be, I'm not saying they could be a dynamic duo for real, but like they could be pieces to build around, like put some piece around because they're both young. And Sexton just hasn't been healthy, but I was saying about the other day, Sexton was low key kind of like what we expected Colin Sexton to kind of be coming out. Like we thought he was just gonna be a star, and he was technically a star in Cleveland. He got banged up, and then Garland came in, and then he kind of took over the team when Sexton was banged up. So, hey, fresh start in a new place for Lauri and Sexton, and they both taking full advantage of it.
Oh no, what you gonna say?
I was just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if sometime maybe by the middle of the year or towards the end of the year, depending on how they're going, if Sexton ends up taking the starting role over from Mike Conley, just because they do want to get younger and he's gonna need those reps eventually.
Yeah,
because Mike Conley only getting older.
So if you got Utah or San Antonio making the play-in, who you got not making the playoffs at all? Because you got to remove somebody because neither of them was in our listings. Let Cam go first.
Clippers.
Yeah, you're capping.
You're cap.
No, I'm capping. I don't know. Probably like the
I had the Rockies going, so that's easy.
Oh
Them
yeah,
niggas, I don't know what
Rockets.
they on. I
They
had the
still
Rockies
they
at 2.
they still can't,
Yeah,
finish games, put it together. They did cover. I bet them plus 2.5 live.
I told you, I felt it.
Yeah, yesterday against the Clippers, they were plus 7.5 dogs coming in. They were playing great all game. A live bet them plus 2.5 at one point when they were up like 4 or something halfway through the third. I fell asleep towards the end of the game, so I missed the ending.
Oh
But I
yeah,
but
you
I
would have
woke
been.
up to the highlight of Paul George hitting the
Yeah,
game
you would
winner,
have been
and
sweating, boy. I ain't gonna
yeah,
go.
God knew to just take a quick little power nap, my boy.
Because they was up like Cam, did you watch the game?
I ain't even watch it.
I feel like they was up 5 and
They
then they
were
was
they were
up
up at the end of the
3
fourth. Like
and
I
then it
literally
was
dozed off
tied.
at the end of the fourth.
Yeah. They literally lost the lead. Like I watched it happen.
They ended up giving they drew up 2 plays for Eric
Steven
Gordon.
Silas is stupid, bro. I ain't gonna cap. He's stupid.
What he do?
He's
He
stupid,
drew up
bro.
two plays for Eric Gordon to end the game when they could have iced it, and he missed both and let the Clippers get back into it.
And he let PG score the meanest fadeaway of the season so far in his face for game, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
So
it was mean.
so
As
while
soon as
I
he shot it, I was like, oh, that's a bucket. I knew it.
so while I hope, my Rockets would turn the curve a little bit, learn how to, finish games. It's looking like they still haven't learned how to finish. But hey, they're gonna be young. And hey, if they are bad this year, man, bring us Wembanyama. That's all we missing. Is a true big. Then we can
A
put
true big, huh?
Sengun to the 4.
Yeah.
Then we could be talking for the future. But yeah, man, Jalen Green was also way off yesterday too.
He was way off.
I've ex-
Sengun was on.
Yeah, I've expected better from him. He's been kind of hot, cold.
Sengun been balling lately.
Sengun
Like
was
the past
Sengun was
couple
He
on
games.
always
yesterday.
balled.
He was
Last
on
year
yesterday.
we just wouldn't play him for whatever reason. Like
Yeah.
coach would put him in and he'd get like probably like 12 to 15 minutes a game. And it's like you could easily get him some more minutes
No,
somewhere.
he was shooting some mean fadeaways yesterday. That boy was
He's gonna be nice.
fadeaway. He hooked he backed Zubac all the way down to the paint and shot a hook shot over him. I was like, how?
If we could just get a true 5, because he's still a little smaller
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be a true big, and put him at the 4, he would cook so much. But we gotta find a 5. So hopefully, yeah. But I definitely take the Rockets out, and then I don't know, Cam. Do you think y'all finally got your first win? Is Russ as the 6th man? Is that the solution? And you think he's gonna buy in for real? I
Hey,
already
That's
know he
the
was
real
gonna come
question.
out.
Is he gonna
Hey,
buy in?
Oh girl, yeah, you see you see Bryce too. Hey, this probably saved Russell Westbrook's career. Him coming off
That's
the
fair.
bench.
That's fair.
Because now this point in his career, he's not the same player that he was before. And it's like I feel like every team needs that madman, kind of like what Russ is, like he comes in and he brings energy. That's what a 6 man, needs to, bring. Sometimes you don't always need that like out of a starter. So like, having him come in and bring that energy off the bench, that's what the Lakers needed. He needs to be running that second team. Even when like when Braun or AD in the game, he could still be running the show then if he really wants to, but he needs to be running that second team. He needs to come in, he needs to run the show. He brings so much energy to the game, and the past 2 games, even though he lost the one before that, this past game, like he still had a very, very, very good game. And I don't know, I think this definitely kind of like extended his career in a way, if that makes sense.
okay,
And even AD after the game, this past game, AD came up to him and pretty much was saying like, thank you for like, pretty much like coming off the bench, and Russ was like, yes, it's cool like that, like.
I
You
mean,
think he really feel that
Get
way
down with
though?
it. I
oh
don't
no, he
know.
definitely don't. But I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's definitely a lot to swallow for his ego and pride. And
Yeah,
I'm
don't
not
wanna
even
look
necessarily
sorry.
disagreeing with
That's
that. I'm just thinking it's to a point. In this 82 game season, the Lakers still don't have shooters. So like as good as they can play, a lot of games they gonna lose or they're gonna have to make plays at the end because they're not gonna knock shots down. If they want a chance, they gotta find. I don't know who they could trade. I don't know what Rob Pelinka wants to give up exactly, but he gotta find a way to get some type of shooter over there.
somebody.
I don't think. I mean, I really think you have to go back to the 07 Cavs, like the Bron's first tenure in the Cavs when he came in the league, to where you couldn't just name a spot up knockdown shooter on his roster. And
Got that Matt Ryan guy. He's a spot up shooter, but you know,
man, ain't nobody worried about the fake Matt Ryan. Both Matt Ryans in both sports suck. If you gonna rely on Matt Ryan to be your knockdown shooter, yeah, I'll take the Lakers being out of it right now. But they gotta get somebody.
Not definitely
Reed's
nice.
nice.
Yeah, like
They definitely need a pure shooter though. They need a pure shooter,
Definitely
somebody that
pure
they can
shooter.
depend on. Yeah,
I'm just trying to think who's even who could they realistically trade for?
No clue. Hey, bro, Matt Ryan shooting 54% from three.
how many?
I'm just
shots he put
saying.
up, Cam?
But no, yeah, I don't even know who he could trade for like a 3-point shooter. Like I don't think the Nets would give up like a Joe Harris.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Hell
Joe
nah.
Harris, but nah.
That's like the
Or like
somebody on the Kings.
Kings
I
don't.
don't know.
They got anybody? They got Kevin Herter.
He sucks.
But he'd be a nice on the just.
He was good that one playoff run in Atlanta a couple years ago when they made it to the conference finals. But he pissed me off watching him. I want him to take that damn headband off and start playing basketball again. You can't be as trash as he's been wearing that headband.
I ain't gonna cap. The trade still need to happen with the Pacers. Buddy Hield is the perfect piece, and Miles Turner is the perfect piece for that team.
Then you're not getting him without giving up Russ. So
that's fine.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, I was just saying because Cam was just talking about maybe this might be
I mean, if they don't want to make a trade, it has to happen this way. But if they want to make the trade, they need to do that because that's better.
Hey, what y'all think about? Y'all think Miami would give up Duncan Robinson?
Yeah.
They don't be using.
They don't use him. They like Max Stress because he do more.
Yeah. So
Duncan but do you think because they don't play him because he's such a defensive liability? So you think that affects the Lakers if they do get him?
No, because
I don't think it would. The Lakers are good on defense.
Yes, I would say because Lakers are such a great, or not must I say great, but good defensive team. So I don't think you can kind of like hide him.
Yeah, it's not like sending him to the Nets.
But I mean, Miami's usually a good defensive team, and they couldn't hide him, which is how he ended up in this situation.
But that's because they was trying to start him, though. They don't need Duncan to start. They really just need Duncan in the corner coming off the bench. And Russ can, drive and kick like he did when he was in Houston before he was shooting.
I guess. I mean, I've thought about Duncan Robinson, but I just don't know what trade package really gets that done because I don't think Miami had. They probably want a player though too, and I don't think they necessarily want Russ over there.
They definitely want Russ. So I mean, but you don't gotta trade Russ. I'm thinking if you want Duncan Robinson, you keep Russ, but you trade for something. I
don't even think the Lakers would say no to that. I think
Lakers ain't got no picks, do they? Huh?
It's just them 2027, 2029 first round picks, and they gonna hold on to that, which is what is that like? The country's best 8th grader right now or something?
I guess so.
Yeah. 8th or 7th grade, going to 7th grade.
Motherfuckers dumb.
Y'all use Dennis Schroeder?
He hurt.
He's hurt.
Is he gonna be back?
Mm-hmm.
I assume so.
Well, then trade him. I actually don't even care about Dennis Schroeder, bro. He's not good to me.
What about
my Schroeder? Schroeder be hooping.
He was good at Oklahoma. He was good in Oklahoma.
Yeah, he was good at Oklahoma.
I don't know.
He was good. What was it? The year he did play, the first time he played for LA, he was good. Mm-hmm. And then he turned down an $84 million contract and has been playing for pennies ever since.
So they say. He said he claims that there was no contract that was offered to him. He came out this past year and said there was no contract ever like that. So that's why everybody was like, maybe he didn't fumble the bag.
I think Dennis Schroeder is a great trade for Duncan Robinson. I
don't
know what the money looked like, contract stuff, but
has Kendrick Nunn been looking? Has he been getting any burn?
He been getting play time.
Kendrick Nunn been hooping. He be hooping.
Because I forgot what was it, his foot last year that kept him out the whole year, but he was always on the damn injury report, as if he was questionable and just didn't play. So, but you couldn't trade him because he was already in Miami. They don't want him. That's how he ended up over here.
I was just laughing right now because I was just thinking of like this nigga AD, bro. This nigga be like after every I don't know if y'all seen it, but that past game, this nigga was holding his back after a dunk.
I saw
he was hanging on it.
Yeah, he came down holding his back. I was like, it's something always wrong. It's something always wrong with this guy, bro. Like. Street clothes, get it together, man.
Hey,
something always wrong with him.
And as much as I hate him for that, and he is street clothes, Kawhi deserve a nickname too.
Yeah, Kawhi definitely deserve a nickname, bro.
Hey. Oh yeah, speaking of that, bro. Yeah, Clippers. Not
Let's talk about So,
bro. Sorry, ignore that.
I wouldn't say they wouldn't, not make the playoffs if Kawhi doesn't play.
Ain't gonna be one.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, they're not gonna be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Like,
they're gonna be like 6 or 7.
But so, do y'all think he's like, because he's always low managed his whole career? Do y'all think it's something really wrong with him? Like that they're not telling us, like maybe he re-injured,
it gotta be
re-aggravated or something.
I'm thinking it could be that. It could be that, and I don't want to assume too quick that he just soft and he just having excuses because he would mess around and sit out 15 games and then come back and be like, yeah, my mama died. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, though? That's what I mean. Like they literally do stuff like that all the time. So like I'm trying to it is a bit outrageous right now that he's sitting out for this many games. So I'm hoping there's an excuse somewhere. I'm waiting on it.
I'm just like,
if the excuse is that he really is like he re-injured himself, I don't know, bro. I don't think bro ever gonna come back to where he was.
Well, but I also saw, and I think it was just a rumor, it's just some dude talking on Twitter, but it could be true. He might have something where it's like a what is it called? Like a regenerative. I'm butchering that word, but like the cartilage in his knee is like worn down to the point where there's none left. Like, how Todd Gurley, he had the knee problems where now he has retired because the cartilage was completely gone. So his bones were just rubbing together.
Yeah.
They were saying it might be that with Kawhi, and they're just not saying nothing. And that's why he always got a low manage, and his career going to be shortened effectively.
Is that like an effect of like having a lot of knee surgeries, or is just like he got a
the knee surgery
problem?
Could like be a catalyst for it, but it's also like just kind of like a what's it called? That could just be his body. Like
genetic.
Yeah, genetic. Like Todd Gurley, he didn't necessarily have any like major knee injuries. His knees just started wearing down over time to the point where
that's tough.
Couldn't do nothing. Brandon Roy, he had knee injuries, but like he had no more cartilage, so career gone. And I think the tweet mentioned Brandon Roy as like an example. Like it might be that for Kawhi. But if it's not, man, I'm just saying like this man tore his ACL. And what was that? April or May, whenever the playoffs, the divisional round of the playoffs in 21. So not even this past year. He sat out 15 months now, essentially. He should have been back. So it better be something like really, really wrong, or he looked really bad. Because when he came to the Clippers, it was all this talk in commercials with New Balance, like, oh, he the new king at like
new king of
LA, like they run this, he run the city now, like he coming off the championship with the Raptors. It's like
Lakers fucking wanted.
How do you feel about Seamus saying that he was rushed back?
That's bullshit.
And that it really takes like 18 months to fully heal from that.
I don't think so.
Hey man, he the doctor though.
I'm just saying. When he said that, I was like, That's interesting because people do come back within like a year.
Well, I mean, I know we'll have to bring him on, but at the same time, if that's the case, then literally every sports player who tears their ACL gets rushed back because they all come
Well,
back in
they
9
get
months.
rushed back. They get rushed back.
Well,
Bro.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, come on now. I mean, yes,
Kawhi just not
everybody
taking his
different,
drugs. That's why it hurt.
but at the same time, this man Adrian Peterson recovered from his in 8 months and then ran for 2,000 yards in the NFL.
It's AP.
And also maybe like Sheamus not like take into consideration like these are like the best athletes,
the best trainers.
Yeah. And these guys' bodies like they
built for that.
Yes, and like they I can't really put the words together, but they pretty much they heal faster.
Yeah.
Kinda than like regular people like us. So I feel like, like maybe Kawhi was ready, or maybe these athletes that tore their ACL.
I think 15 months is enough. Yeah. Personally.
No.
Well, when Sheamus said that, it did make me think like,
I mean, the only people who really know is because Kawhi, he don't have like a big circle. I think what is it, his uncle or something? That's like his trainer and agent or whatever.
He said he talked to Paul George sometimes.
He said
it used to be Lou Will. No, it was somebody else, bro. I can't remember. They did a whole conference about it. He used to talk to somebody only on the team. He don't talk to nobody.
Yeah. So his uncle, the only one who really know what's up and what's wrong. But at this point, if you had to put a number on like over under 55 games that he plays this year, it's probably going to be under. Ooh. And if he does do under, is he going to be able to like perform come playoff time, or is it still going to be a lingering issue? Because this looking like it's headed toward that his final year in San Antonio, where it was like, oh, Kawhi is out, low managing, he got pain. Then a month goes by, it's like, oh, Kawhi might need surgery or something, and then it's like, oh, Kawhi is out for the year. So if he's out for the year, the Clippers kind of in the same boat the Nets are in. Not as bad, but like they gave up everything to go win a championship, and the player they paid the most, he ain't even been on the court. Yeah. And at the very least, I'm just saying now, he as much as we bash Anthony Davis, and deservedly so, because Anthony Davis, like you said, this man just injured his back dunking the basketball.
Playing on it. Not even dunking.
Kawhi deserves that same attitude, because at this point it's like, bro, you're always hurt, you're always low managing. Yes, you have 2 championships, 2 finals MVPs, but one of them you weren't even the best offensive player. You got it because you shut down LeBron. And your second MVP, finals MVP and finals championship, as much as you want to call the Warriors fraudulent championships, that Raptors championship is fraudulent as hell.
I don't know how that happened.
KD got hurt. That's how that happened. They were definitely headed for a 3-peat if KD's healthy. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it.
Yeah, for sure. But them getting there was magical.
That was
magical.
That was luck too. Like
the bounce.
Yeah. Okay.
That bounce doesn't happen. They lose
that bounce is crazy.
Yeah. And then they get to go up against a young Giannis who doesn't even he was a young pup at that point.
Man,
he wasn't young, bro.
He was Giannis.
He was still Giannis. He was still Giannis. They shouldn't have won that series either. That's the point that we trying to make, is that like they got lucky that whole run.
It was magical, but they played some niggas. That's what I'm saying. They played niggas.
Like Toronto, like when you look at the history of championships and you see Toronto pop up right there, you're gonna be like, "What the hell?" It's kind of like the Rockets back in the 90s. Like, how? Just the right timing, I guess.
No.
Yeah, it was the right timing.
No. Even MJ was like, no one was stopping Hakeem.
Bro, that's fair. But everything just fell in place, bro.
Definitely,
right time, everything just fell in place. Some runs you can look at it and be like, oh yeah, they finna win a chip. Like,
but they went back to back,
and that's the crazier part. That's the crazier part. That's what I'm saying. That's what that reminds me of, is that those 2 chips, they just so random to me. Like you look at like all these dynasties of teams like winning like 3-4 years in a row, and then you get like these random teams in the middle that just win a chip. and then you go back to the Spurs start going their thing, and then the Lakers going their thing, and you get the Warriors, and then you get Miami, and you get the Warriors. Like you just got these random teams in the middle winning, and that's what those are to me.
We're gonna see this year because, I mean, as right now, the only team that could even stand a chance versus the Bucks in the East is the Celtics, and that'd be a great playoff matchup again. But other than that, it's them two and the rest of the Eastern Conference.
Cavs?
Oh yeah,
The
my bad. I
Cavs.
am forgetting about the Cavs.
Have they been hooping?
Yes,
Yeah.
Since Darius been hurt, I haven't been paying attention.
Donovan Mitchell has been,
Oh yeah, Donovan, I forgot. I just retweeted him yesterday.
and Karis LeVert too. They had that game where they both went for 41.
Yeah,
and they beat the Celtics.
Oh.
So
yeah, I'm tweaking hard, bro.
Yeah, I definitely forgot. I still got them finished in top 3, so that still look good. The Pelicans still look great. Like
Pelicans look great.
So, I mean, those two predictions still look pretty good early start of the season, but it's a long season. We'll have to see. But as right now, yeah, I don't know where the Nets go from here.
Me neither.
Don't know exactly what the Lakers do. Like, yeah, they just won their first game, but they're still 1-6 now or 1-5.
Like 1-6, 1-5. Yeah, 1-5.
And like, it might be a little bit of fool's gold to think like, oh, Russ is just gonna buy into this 6-man thing. Like it worked. And
no,
tough. That's tough. Like
it's super tough.
He ain't that type of cat.
He's not. He's not, bro.
Mentally, he's not there. So it's gonna be very.
As an
interesting.
Oklahoma City fan, he is not that guy.
Yeah.
Oh dang, Suns don't win on the run here.
Yeah, I see that.
This. Yes, sir. But
why are the Suns good?
They're always gonna be a great regular season team. They're some front runners. Come playoff time, you know what they about.
What's up with the Mavericks though?
The Mavericks, it's literally Luka. And if Luka's doing his thing anyway, but like they're gonna have to find some defensive consistency and have somebody. I mean, he's getting help, but they're gonna have to have somebody help him a little bit more. It can't be Luka got to score 40 and damn near have a triple double every game for them to win. And he's doing all that, and the games are still close. So they got to find something and get a little bit some more defensive stops on the other side of the ball. Christian Wood has been looking great, but they're still struggling to find like a consistent second person to Luka.
You know who's looking good and doing all of that?
Who?
SGA boy.
Oh yeah,
he been balling.
My boys done won 4 games in a row after starting 0-3.
He been balling.
Yeah.
Hey, imagine if like the Mavs traded for like a KD or a Kyrie.
We was talking Kyrie in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather see.
I don't
KD
know about
go.
KD though. Yeah.
Imagine KD.
And look at that we.
Because KD,
they would mesh.
KD market can't be okay.
You think KD like being the support character, huh? You don't think he?
No, I was about to say KD
not even that. I just don't think Kyrie
would.
I don't think Kyrie could coexist with Luka, really.
Mm.
Like, yes, that was a talk. It was Kyrie in the offseason, but the way Luka's playing this year, it's just like Luka got the ball and Luka can create. KD can go spot up. He don't have to have the ball. We've seen him with the Warriors do that.
Yeah.
With the Nets, it's still like, yeah, Kyrie will let KD do his thing, but at the same time, it's gonna be like KD 2 possessions, then Kyrie gonna go get his 3 possessions right after that and try to go get him a bucket. Whereas with the Mavs, what makes them go, Luka needs the ball in his hands.
So do you feel like Luka is Russell in Oklahoma? I'm not the play style and efficiency, but like, well, actually the play style, but not the efficiency. Like, do you think that Luka only being like him being that main guy could become a problem?
No, I just think they just gotta continue to put great pieces around him. He's a modern day LeBron.
That's what I was just about to say.
Less athletic.
Okay.
He does all the same stuff, and
so he needs to
he's arguably.
No, I think Kyrie and Luka can't coexist because look what Kyrie did with LeBron. I think because Luka is basically like you just said, like a lesser athletic LeBron. It's the same player.
I can see that too. Like to have another reliable ball handler. I've never seen
Yeah.
Luka play off the ball. We know he a good shooter when he's open. We know he a good shooter when he's not open.
And the thing is, Luka's so smart. He can play with he don't have to, he don't gotta have to have the ball. Like he don't have to have the ball. But we just seen him now, like having the ball and playmaking and shit like that. But he just like LeBron. He don't gotta have the ball. LeBron don't have to have the ball.
Yeah,
Hey,
it
it's
can work,
appealing.
but
It's a
I just
little
would rather
appealing.
see him with KD because I feel like
KD would be nasty. That should be
him feeding
nasty.
Oh, yeah.
KD, that's gonna go crazy. Like Kyrie is great, obviously he's one of the best ISO players ever. But with Luka's vision and everything, finding KD on a wing, because Luka gonna draw everybody's attention. Like
Yeah.
that's just the type of player he is. And you can have KD out there to knock it down, and Reggie Bullock on the other side, Finney Smith
They
Jr.
can really play hot potato and
Yeah,
get
like,
open.
but I mean, hey, one of them, either or, they we might see that happen if the Nets continue to play the way they do. But speaking of KD, let's talk about his former team because I know Cam wants to get into them. They dropped another one tonight.
Another one.
I bet
Another
against
one.
them though. I had the Heat winning, so I'm not
They
mad about the
should.
drop of this. But they're 3-5 now. I'm not panicking, but Cam swears up and down like, no, they're not gonna be good this year. Like this is what they're gonna be like.
I ain't say that. I ain't
Oh,
say all
I
that.
swear
I
in
didn't
that group
say
chat he was saying some
it.
stuff. I promise you. But they dropped another one, 116 to 109 versus the Heat, where they were up. I think they won they're the best third quarter team in probably league history. But they were up 13, or they won the third quarter by 13, and then they let the Heat come back in the fourth, and Jimmy Butler closes the game out. So what do you think is wrong in Golden State?
They have no bench. It's simple as that. They have no bench at all. They're big still. Kevin Looney, James Wiseman hasn't really showed me he can be that dominant big yet. Even though eventually he'll probably get there, but they just don't have no. Me personally, they don't have no bench at all. Like it's not the same. It's not the same Warriors team from last year. It's not the same defensive minded Warriors team. Yeah, Steph, still playing at a high level. He's dropping the most points he's ever have in his career. But I don't think we seen it. We seen Steph drop this many points per game before. That was like a couple years ago, and it wasn't really a good team. And I feel like Steph, he needs another guy with him, pretty much. Like it just can't just be him. Jordan Poole can't take off nights. Clay can't be doing what he's doing right now, like he's averaging like 11 or 12 or some shit.
Yeah, that's horrible.
He actually had a good game tonight, though. It wasn't him. He had 19, 4 for 12 from 3. It was everybody else.
So yeah, who's everybody else?
Jordan Poole was 3 for 10, 1 for 7 from 3, finished with 9. Wiseman finished with 5, and he only got 9 minutes of game time. Udi had 6. Looney had 4. Draymond triple single. Like
it's just the bench, honestly. Like it's really just the bench. That's all it is. They need another go-to guy off that bench.
See, I feel like I don't know. I think you're right, but I think Andrew Wiggins too. He gotta be.
He definitely gotta be. He definitely gotta be. I mean, he's doing the same thing he did last year.
He had 21 today.
Oh, he had 21. Oh,
yeah.
Shoot, you didn't say that.
Well, no, they were winning the whole game. They just lost it at the end of the fourth. They haven't been able to finish games at all this year. That's the problem.
But no, see, he's gotten paid now, and Jordan Poole gotten paid now. It's time for them to step up their game just a little bit more to show us why they should be getting paid. Why should be getting paid? Like this shouldn't be like just a one-hit wonder. I want to see them do it again. Like show us again like that y'all like this wasn't a fluke. Like y'all earned this money. Like show us. So, I mean, eventually it's the fucking Warriors. Yes, they're gonna get it going sooner or later. Like it's the Warriors. That's just who they are. That's just who they are. But seeing them as like a top 3 seed, I don't see it this year.
Oh yeah, no, but that's what I was saying though. I didn't think I might have had them finish like 3rd or something, but I didn't think they were gonna be a top seed for real. Because they got 4 championships now. It's a kind of a championship hangover because it's like last year really answered any questions we had about them. Like, can they really win without KD? And they got lucky the first time they played LeBron, then played him again and lost, choked 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Can Steph Curry be a Finals MVP? They answered all those questions last year, so it's like they're coming to this year. What the fuck more do we really have to prove? We know come playoff time, you don't want to see us in a 7-game matchup. And I think, yeah, they don't have a bench right now, but I also think this is part of what's gonna make their bench so good. They're gonna take their lumps in the beginning of this season because a lot of these young players didn't get this chance last year to play this much, so they gotta learn how to play and become a better bench. But I think towards probably All-Star break, you're gonna see them catch a groove and they're just gonna go on a run throughout the rest of the season because, like, okay, we kind of got our footing. It's time to go. But what they're missing is usually on their bench they always have somebody who's a solid veteran on there. I guess
That's perfect.
I mean, they got Andre, but
I guess he's a Udonis Haslam at this point now. Like, he's just a coach on the bench.
They need Udonis Haslam.
Okay, and okay, that's another thing I was gonna bring up. Okay, yes, they're like this is probably one of the youngest Warriors teams we have seen like in a minute now. So it's like, are you gonna trust these young players in the playoffs? Like when it's time, to actually play like these top of the top teams like Memphis, like Dallas, the Pelicans. I mean, this is a very young Warriors team, and we seen them have veterans come off that bench. We seen them have Iggy come off the bench. We seen them have Sean Livingston come off the bench. We seen them having got that guy named David West. It's another shooter that they have. It wasn't Barbosa, I don't think. Or maybe it was Barbosa a while back.
They had him. Barbosa. Yeah, I think it.
Because the only other dude you can think of is Sean. Oh, you already said Sean Livingston.
It was somebody else. But either way, like we seen them, they always had like a veteran bench, and this is just something completely different. Like it's a very younger group. So maybe like you're saying, they're getting all the lumps out now, but when the playoffs comes, these young guys haven't really experienced the playoffs like Steph, Clay, Draymond, and I guess now Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins have. Yeah. Can these bench players step up? That's gonna be the biggest thing that I'm gonna have to see. But I mean, as long as they got fucking Steph, Draymond, and Clay, I mean, it's always gonna be a tough out. So it's gonna be very interesting.
So have y'all changed y'all's finals matchup predictions?
No.
Nah, I'm still sticking with Warriors Bucks.
I
will say maybe because the way their bench looks, maybe the Bucks, I might give them a better chance to win than I did before. But nah, I ain't moving off of it. I got to see the Warriors be really bad for maybe like a month or two more for me to even pivot off.
That's fair. It is
they wouldn't be right by the end of the year because it's got to be like to reach the pinnacle so many times like that. It's got to be really hard to get fired up and play for real. Like, I know obviously you play to win the game, but it's like it's an 82 damn game season. It's so damn long. All you know is you don't even now, especially with the play-in, they don't want to be in the play-in, obviously, but they could literally be the 10th seed if they wanted to. And that's probably like 35, 40 game benchmark. But it's just going to be hard for them to be motivated to just go out there every night and play hard. And they came out tonight and play hard because they had just blown a huge lead. What was that? I think the Pistons, they completely blown that fourth quarter after blowing a game to the Hornets in overtime. They got the Magic up next. I think that might be tomorrow. I probably bet their spread against them. They probably whoop the shit out the Magic tomorrow just because. Because the Magic are also coming off a game today. I would trust the Warriors more in a back-to-back. So I've been staying away from the NBA bets on the page, but I might come back tomorrow. We'll see.
Who you got, Cam?
At first I had Lakers and Bucks. But obviously I was capping about that.
Obviously,
And I had it wrong. They played Thursday in Orlando, but still.
I think now though, I think I got Memphis.
See, I was thinking
Memphis,
that, but I feel like
and
it's too
Bucks.
crazy.
I don't think it is. I'm telling you, you don't want
Because
to see
I feel like
a healthy Memphis team, bro.
I feel like whoever won that Christmas game, bro, out of the Warriors and the Grizzlies, is probably who gonna make it to the Western Conference Final.
But see, then it's also like you got to go through the Pelicans because the Pelicans not
Yeah,
they
the
not easy,
Pelicans do have a full squad,
bro. It's
but
not
are they
easy.
championship ready though?
I think so.
The Pelicans,
Bro, like I think we just looking over the Pelicans for some
Oh,
odd
I'm
reason.
not.
I'm
I
not
told
looking
y'all.
over them. I'm not looking over. I think
No, but they can beat the Warriors in the 7 game. I promise you they can.
they definitely gave the
'Cause
Suns a run for their money. They got playoff experience.
who the fuck is stopping Zion? He gonna have his way. Brandon Ingram gonna have his way.
As long as he stay healthy.
I think I'm not gonna lie. I think they would put Draymond on him, and not saying Draymond would stop him. He would make it difficult for Zion in a playoff scenario. Zion hasn't
make
been in
him
the
tired.
playoffs.
Zion gonna jump right over that man.
He gonna get tired, bro. He still weigh like 2
Zion don't get tired.
He do get tired. I'll be betting his points, and then he be on a tear, and then he got to go sit down because he done sat there and grabbed 15 rebounds, and he running up the court every single time he do it.
Oh shit! Oh man! Ooh,
I see what Bryce saying though. I think he'll affect his
Yeah, like Draymond would be able to do a little bit, and just give him some looks he hasn't seen in a playoff scenario. But I'm not saying that would shut him down. And then of course you still got Brandon Ingram, but Wiggins is gonna make that tough on him.
Who guarding CJ?
Who guarding CJ?
Don't say
Clay. Please don't say
don't
Clay.
say Klay Thompson.
Well,
Washington Clay.
I'm that's what I was gonna say. That's the only thing that would scare me. CJ versus the Warriors won't scare me whatsoever. CJ is the reason the Trailblazers could never really get over the hump, because every time they played the Warriors in the playoffs, CJ got whooped. It was Dame versus the Warriors. That was it. It was CJ selling a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So you think CJ gonna get locked up if they were to face each other?
Not even necessarily that he get locked up, but on the defense end, he get cooked too. Like he can't guard nobody on the Warriors.
But that's why they got role players though.
They
benches deep. They bench.
Their bench is deep.
I mean, they have the best bench in the league, in my opinion. I don't know about y'all. They have the best bench in the league. So
that's fair.
I mean, if those guys can step up in the playoffs, because obviously we haven't seen them step up in the playoffs. It's gonna be a lot of young, unexperienced teams in the playoffs.
A lot of their bench has had that playoff experience though. They went in. Willie was rotating.
I guess, yeah.
He didn't have a choice.
Yeah, he had a choice.
He didn't have a choice. So.
We're the only one on the team without no playoff experience is Zion.
Yeah, that is true.
That is true.
Play. But yeah, man. One last team I want to talk about before we wrap this episode up, and it's because they're on the screen. And I've been watching this game since the jump, and it's another reason it'll be the Timberwolves won't be good in the playoffs if they have some what's the word I'm looking for, if they're willing to take the mid-range jump shot. I'm watching the Timberwolves, and all the Suns have been doing all game is run a high pick and roll with Rudy, and Rudy drops into the paint because he won't come out there to guard. And the Suns are the best mid-range team in the NBA, and they've been taking it and making the shots. And that's why I still couldn't take a team like Minnesota serious. And they're gonna figure it out more as the year goes on, but the spacing on the court when you have Rudy and Karl Anthony Towns is horrible right now. And so I still wouldn't take them as a real contender either, but they'll be in the playoff mix, but I think they'll be a first round exit still. So I wouldn't pivot off that either. But what y'all think about Minnesota? Y'all think Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns can make any noise, or?
I don't think this Twin Tower stuff gonna work.
No, that shit's not gonna work.
I feel so bad for Ant that he even in the middle of all this. He don't deserve this, bro. and D'Lo, man. I mean, everything you just said is literally the reason why. Like, I don't know, bro. They'll make the playoffs, but let me see. Who would they be up against right now if they were to make the playoffs? Utah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not gonna be the same.
Like, I
But
don't
who
know.
knows? I mean, Utah.
I don't know.
The two teams in NFL and NBA I thought would suck. Seattle, Utah, and NBA. Both teams look good.
Crazy.
So
Definitely, bro. Seattle surprised the. We're gonna touch that tomorrow, but Seattle
yeah.
surprised the fuck out of me, man. Like shit. Gino said y'all ridded me off, but shit. Well, what he had said, they ridded me off, but I didn't
He didn't. You
write back.
didn't.
He
Yeah,
didn't
he
write
didn't
back.
write back.
Yeah, he didn't write back. He didn't write back.
I was like, that was clever.
You wrote
Okay.
me off, but I ain't write back.
Fucking Geno Smith. Like this is what he should have been doing when he came into the league. This is what we expected. But nah, he was kind of ass in college too, though.
Hey, nah, he had West Virginia. I think at one point wasn't they like a top
Yeah,
3 team in the nation when
yeah,
they
but
had him, Tavon Austin.
he sold one game. I forgot what game that was, but he looked awful. Forgot which game that was, but yeah.
Like, look at Rudy. Like, he looked trash. Rudy, like, if you, I don't even know if I'll pick this nigga up in a 5-on-5, bro.
Rudy,
Like,
Rudy
if I'm choosing, like, I'm team captain and like I'm going, like, I don't know. I feel
I'd
like
probably
in your
do
head, you
some-
like, you got to pick the tallest guy. You got, like, it makes the most sense. But it's like,
Fuck that.
I don't know. He just looked annoying to have on my team.
What?
Rudy Gobert, if you watch this, I'm not sorry.
I'm dead. That about wraps up everything for this episode. Week 2 NBA recap. Tomorrow I'm gonna talk to these guys. Maybe we can get an I Needed Sports podcast NBA pick of the day. We'll see. We've been staying away from basketball because it's kind of rough to start off with, and you don't know what's going on for real with the regular season. And a lot of teams could just sell you, but it's a lot of games tomorrow on tomorrow's slate, so we're gonna talk about it throughout the day. We might have something cooked up. We'll see. But appreciate you for tuning in. If you listen all the way through, another episode in the books. I want to say this is episode 25. So man,
Damn, boy.
we already a quarter of the way to 100. I think we're at like 1,100 some followers on Twitter now. We got 54 subscribers. Shout out to y'all. Yeah, man, we just gonna keep this thing rolling. And we got something in the works. I can't talk about it yet. But we may have an official partnership coming up soon. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But until next time, which is tomorrow, NFL Pick'em, NFL recap. We'll see y'all then, man. But it's your kids from the neighborhood signing out. Bryce, Kim, Dog Chris. We out, man.
I need it.